So I decided to do this video because meditation was the thing that changed my perspective on things and on life in general. So this is it. The thing is, I hadn't decided from the start that it would be 100 days. So I started this year on the 2nd of January 2023. I discovered Joe Dispenza last year, and I decided to do his meditations for the most part. And I did the Alchemist meditation, the Blessing of the Energy Centers, Abundance meditation, and a bunch of other meditations that he has many of them. And I decided to do that strictly daily. My meditations were either 30 minutes in the morning or 1 hour at night. Sometimes maybe only 20 minutes on rough days when I was pretty exhausted and I couldn't do anything. But in general it was 30 minutes or 1 hour. Sometimes I did 20 minutes in the morning and 20 at night when I was in the mood, when I was, let's do this. And yeah, so that was pretty much it. Why I started this? I started because I was very surprised by the things that Joe Dispenza talked about. I've also read his book, Becoming Supernatural, and I was very surprised by what he was saying because I wanted to manifest things into my life. And secondly, to explore the unknown, to explore the inner self and the inner power. Yeah, and I said it's been a journey since January because a lot of things have happened, but it felt a lot. It's very hard at first to, get accustomed to it. How it felt, what I felt through meditation. I mean, initially, just sitting there, it's like I'm just sitting there and I have nothing to do. You feel like stupid, silly, like what am I doing here? No point in sitting here, just doing nothing. And I think most people would relate to that. Like, you don't know what to do when you just sit there with your eyes closed. Secondly, I think also most people would relate to that. Trying to push your thoughts away. You're trying not to think, okay? Something pops up and no, I don't want to think about that. No, I don't want to think about that. Don't think. You're trying not to think. And I don't think this is bad or, it's a process. It's a process that we all go through, and it's the mind. You cannot shut it down, like, completely. I mean, you can, but at first, it's not easy. It's not easy to, quiet the mind. Especially bad thoughts, when you have a bad thought, you say, no, I don't want to think about that. No. And it's also very funny if you see it as a third person. It's real funny. But as I continued doing the meditations and days went by, I started feeling sensations, I would say. I started feeling weird in a way. The first thing I noticed was like my head was feeling a little bit dizzy, like I'm in the clouds or something. So my face would go numb, especially in the forehead. I felt like I was numb in the forehead, and my eyes were pretty heavy. And in that state, I felt very calm, very nice. It was like it was like taking a painkiller. When you have a headache and you take painkillers and you start feeling that, a little bit of numbness and, calm, like, okay, now I can rest, I can relax. So that was the feeling I had. Again, days went by, and the other thing I felt was being moved by a force, I would say. Feeling different sensations, like you are moved by something. And the thing is, I've searched it on the internet because it felt very weird, and I said, there must be something. Give me something to feel like I'm not going crazy. So I've searched it, and people say they feel it too. And it's called involuntary movements. It felt something like, moving my hands like that. I wanted to move, or the thing that I had almost every time was like, I wanted to move my head back and open this area, open the neck. And it was very weird because it was like somebody pushing me backwards, and something wanted to go out from here. It's difficult to describe it in words because it's better if you feel it. Also, again, moving my head, I had the urge to move my head in like that, or the other way. Just very weird, because in meditations all people sit just like this or lying down, but your head is, you're looking forward, and that was really weird. Why would I want to do that like this? It was like I was in the Exorcist movie or something. And it was really, not terrifying. It was weird. It was weird. Another thing that happened once was that I saw a light, an inner light, I would say. So I'm gonna explain. It was like a shooting star, but it went inwards, like starting from the bottom, like from your belly, let's say, starting from here, going up, like very fast, like it was like a shooting star. When you see a shooting star in the sky, and it goes very fast. So I saw a light. It's like a light you don't see with your eyes, okay? So it's just in you. And I don't know if other people felt that too. I believe that I've read that somewhere, that some people have it, some people, have experienced it. And that also felt very nice. And another thing that you feel is a tingling sensation in your hands or in other body parts, but especially in your hands and legs. Maybe from breathing deeply. I think that's something natural that, comes with breathing. You breathe very deeply, so some parts of your body start getting numb. And also, speaking of body parts, different body parts, you start being very aware of them, like your hands. You it's difficult to put it into words, but you just pay attention for the first time. Not for the first time, I mean, I'm sure this happens to other stages of life, but in this modern world when we are so distracted by all the things, it's very difficult to pay attention to your breath. This is my chest, you know, I breathe into it. I breathe into it, and to feel that energy going down and up, you know, you don't think about this so often. So when you do that, it feels strange. Like, what is that? Is that my hand? I feel it. I actually feel my hand. So you get so aware of your body. Another, you know, peculiar thing I would say was the expanded perspective of the universe. You just reach the edge of the universe, because at some point, you know, especially when you start your meditation, being aware of your body, being aware of your breath, then your hands, your chest, your belly, and then you go from being aware of your body to being aware of the room, and then, you know, the area you live in, and then to the entire planet and the universe. And one thing I noticed is I was trying to put the universe into a shape, you know, and I was making these weird thoughts like, what is the form of the universe? What is the shape? Is there a shape? Is it round? Is it square? What is it? And where is the edge of the universe? Does it have, you know, an edge? Those weird thoughts like passing by, and you're just stretching your mind. It feels like your mind is going like that, and it's never ending. It's it's expanding, and that's very amazing. That's freaking cool. The last thing I would say as an experience from meditation would be recollecting memories from the past and experiences of the past. And I experienced that when I was doing some meditations. I got random memories in my head, like when I was a kid, something that I hadn't noticed, something that slipped my mind, something that I had forgotten. Do you remember that? And I was like, oh my God, I totally had forgotten about it. Or maybe some days I had like very strong feelings about people. I remember a day when I remember my grandma, and I started crying, and I said, oh my God, I miss my grandma so much. Like, after all those years that she has passed, like, I miss her. I really wanted to cry about it. It was really random. I haven't talked about my grandma. It was like so random. I wouldn't have expected. So lastly, to the point, I would like to talk about the results I think I had from that 100-day challenge meditation. I don't like the word challenge because it's very, you know, mainstream. But okay, let's use that for now. What I understood from this, you know, trip on meditation was like the big difference happens inside of you. First, the change happens inside of us. Then we put it in the material world, in the 3D world. So at the end of these meditations, I didn't feel well. I was feeling turbulence, unstable, unsure about things. It was like someone took off, the veil, the Maya, as the yogis say, and I saw the truth. I saw what I wanted, what I should do. I didn't take any answers at this point. I was feeling I was hanging by a thread. I realized I had to change. I have to take things, seriously and change what has been bothering me. It was like I was sleeping, and for many years I didn't want to see the truth, because the truth is in front of us. Sometimes you don't want to see it, you don't want to change because that's uncomfortable, and mind, body, they do not want discomfort. They do not want this. So it was like, for the first time, I saw you have to do something. And the last days of meditation were my worst. Like, I didn't feel good at all. And that was a thing that made me realize that don't expect meditation to make you feel like amazing, like the best version of you, and having all things figured out. And you won't get that. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course, I had many great results as well. I would like to talk about them, but last days of meditation were like that. I felt like completely lost. Like, I have to talk to somebody ASAP, like now. Where am I now? Now is the time where I pick up my pieces, like whatever I felt with meditation, put it together, take some action, and do it now. And also go with the flow, because okay, you take some action, but life has some plans for you. You cannot just control everything, of course. The great thing about what meditation has taught me was the open perspective, feeling small in the entire universe. Because all days, even the worst days, when I was like thinking about the universe, thinking about planets and go very far away, I realized that I was thinking about my problems. I was thinking about the earth in general. I was thinking about problems here that we have in our daily lives. And I said, this is nothing. Do you understand how massive the universe is? And I did that every day. Like, when you actually realize that the universe is, endless, and it's out there, and you just don't think about it ever, it's actually very comforting to think that, okay, maybe this little problem of mine is not so important. It's not. It's actually not so important. The important thing is that your life experiencing itself on a rock, on a planet that is called Earth. So that's it. That's pretty much it. So when I realized it, I was very, okay, yeah, I can deal with that. I can deal with, not having enough money to pay for this. You know, I'll find it. I'll find a way. Okay, so the last but not least, I would like to say about the result of meditation was that I have an urge to be honest. I have an urge to talk my truth, which was something I didn't understand. I heard people say it, but I didn't understand. I thought it was some, weird thing or poetic, like something like, okay, speak my truth. And now I can see it. Now I can see it. I want to speak my truth. I want to speak what's important to me. And I had an urge also to be brutal, honest with people, or to make other people feel okay to be honest, to express their feelings. You want to cry? Just cry. You want to just, say what's in your head, like, okay, I'm feeling so miserable right now. You can do that. You can actually feel like miserable, okay? It's okay. It's okay. So that was the best feeling I had with meditation, because it's something like someone takes a weight off of you. You can feel whatever you want to feel. It's okay. Because for some reason, I didn't feel safe to express myself. Didn't feel safe. This honesty, I wanted to push or, to force in every situation, which sounds a little bit aggressive, okay? But in this world where everybody's and everything's, and we are all fake, we wanna, present something that we're not. This is something much needed. We need it. We need being true to ourselves and to others, which again may sound a little bit, hippie boho, like, oh yeah, you want to love and truth and all that stuff. But that's the thing that we lack. It's about observing that, for example, okay, I'm feeling unstable. Observe that, okay? I don't feel good. And then just go through this feeling. Life isn't about being happy all the time, okay? Life isn't about being happy. Like, that's it, okay? It's about experiencing different stages of life. That's what I understand and what I had realized through meditation. Like, you have to experience, the ups and downs, okay? Don't try to make them positive or negative or, oh my God, I have to change that or change this. No, you're just a living being and you're so evolved that you can observe yourself as a third person, and that drives you crazy. That's it. So yeah, I could go on and on about this topic, and I don't want to, because I think it's okay. I have to stop here. I hope that this video was helpful to somebody out there, and I am sure very glad I did it, because I wanted to express those feelings out. So yeah, that was it. See you in the next one.